I thought I would provide a summary of the entire 139 quickly,
Yes.
and then
Yes, sir.
move on to other things.
Yes, sir. That is good.
Yeah. We'll summarize the letter. This letter is written by Madam Blavatsky to Mr. Sinnet. It is in a way a continuation of the letter number 141. And HBB is requesting Mr. Sinnet to use the faculty of intuition and understand the letter properly, because he has had certain doubts about the intentions of the master. HBB says, Master KH, yes, he dictated some sentences of that letter. Master is not criticizing Mr. Sinnet, is what Madam Blavatsky wants to assure Mr. Sinnet. And AP Sinnet is in no way being criticized by the master. Master is only pouring kindness and sympathy, unalloyed sympathy. That's the phrase used in the letter. And HBB says to Mr. Sinnet, Countess Watchmaster came into the room and a letter. And from the letter we gather that Mr. Sinnet is also one of those who believe or suspect that the higher powers do not wish that the Theosophical Society should live long. HBB also said to Mr. Sinnet that you meaning Sinnet, feel it is not worth trying even to make the Theosophical Society live longer. This is the view of some people in view of the controversies which were there at that point of time. And so HBB says to Mr. Sinnet that there are some people who believe and suspect that the higher powers do not wish that the Theosophical Society should live long. And she also suspects maybe Sinnet also is thinking that it is not worth trying to make the Theosophical Society live longer. This is what she is conveying to Mr. Sinnet. HBB says to Mr. Sinnet, do not be ungrateful and misunderstand the master. He is referring to Master KH because Mr. Sinnet is of the opinion, or he has formed an opinion, that master has criticized him. And so Madam Blavatsky is saying to Sinnet, do not be ungrateful or misunderstand the Master KH. Don't judge the master. We shouldn't judge anybody, but she's saying, don't judge the master. When the aura of Mahatma was seen, she has mentioned about other colors, but as far as Sinnet was concerned, as far as the aura which was shown to the image of Mr. Sinnet was concerned, it had shown the streaks of blue which are directed towards Mr. Sinnet. So blue signifies kindness and devotion. So she says, he's well disposed towards you. Don't have any misunderstanding. Don't misjudge him. Don't do anything like that. That's what Madam Blavatsky is telling Mr. Sinnet. Madam Blavatsky again says, Mrs. Laura Holloway came his way or came nearer to him thanks to his own karma. That is AP Sinnet's karma, that she came nearer to him. And he sort of promoted her to be a medium and all that, so that letters could reach faster through Laura. And Masters also examined whether she would fit into the role of a medium, but then she did not fit into that role. So Madam Blavatsky is telling Mr. Sinnet, Laura Holloway was brought closer to you, meaning Sinnet, has done because of your own karma, Sinnet's karma. She has done a lot of harm than good. She has done, actually, she says, 10 times more harm to you than to the society. This is what she says to him. HBB is asking Mr. Sinnet to keep away from Mohini and Babaji. These two were slightly going astray. They were not concentrating on the work which they were supposed to do. And so Madam is saying to Mr. Sinnet to keep away from Mohini and Babaji and to work independently of them. Work independently of them. And you will take steps to see also that they don't reach America. They were trying to reach America by befriending some people who belong to United States of America. And so Madam Blavatsky is asking Mr. Sinnet, see, take steps, in fact, write a letter to the person concerned and don't encourage them to come to America. So HPP says, this is another very serious statement she's saying, that she is prepared to sacrifice her life to save the society from poisonous vegetations. So this should be the spirit of any member for that matter. And she tells Mr. Sinnet, I'm prepared to sacrifice my life to save the society from poisonous vegetations. So any weed which is not good, if it is there and it is trying to disturb the society, I am prepared to fight it out till my life ends. That's what she is suggesting. HVB is talking about her travel to Paris along with Countess. HVB says her health is rather fragile. She was never healthy, even at Germany when she reached, she was not quite healthy. So she says her health is rather fragile. HPB closes her letter referring to Mr. Gladstone, the Prime Minister of India, who was supposed to give a letter of identity to Mr. Blavatsky, and also talks about Ilbert Bill. If you remember, one of the letters which we considered where Mr. Sinnet was asking or looking out for financial support, at that point of time, this Ilbert Bill was being considered. And this Ilbert Bill deals with the peasants, the farmers of Bihar. And some of the rich farmers were supposed to be the investors in the new newspaper which he wanted to start. So this is where 139 letter ends. So this is a summary of 139 letter. And now we go to letter number 33. All these letters are small letters and some are not dated. So date of the letter is not known, says the reader's guide to this letter number 33. Letter in Master K.H.'s handwriting. Letter is written on a waxy sheet of paper. On both sides of a sheet, A.P. Sinnet has made a note on the letter that the letter is received through M. Maybe Mohini Chatterjee is perhaps that M. It is not Master M. It is perhaps through Mr. Mohini that the letter reached him. And that letter was indicated that it should be shown to Madam Annie Besant. This is the introduction for the letter. The letter was received when Mr. Sinnet was in London. In early part of 1884 is the guess of the writers of the guidebook. This reference to Dr. Annie Besant indicates, Annie Besant indicates that the Master K.H. had prior knowledge of Madam Annie Besant's role in the Theosophical Society in the times to come. So this is something which we all need to make a note of. So if you come to the letter number 33 proper, Master K.H. says that his fears are true, that you are perplexed by the apparent contradiction between the notes of mine, that is K.H., and the notes of Master M. So he had a private fear, Master K.H. had a private fear that this man would mistake that. Definitely my fears are coming true, says Master K.H. And he says, my fears are true that you, meaning APS, is perplexed by the apparent contradiction between the note of mine written by Master K.H. and the notes of Master M. So you are quite perplexed and confused. So this is my fear, says Master K.H. Master K.H. says further, though our methods, meaning Master M's and Master K.H. Master K.H. says, though our methods may be different in our world, we can never be opposed in principles of action. This is always the case. I was told by some people who are perhaps well informed, if you are with Master KH, the other gentleman also, other master also looks at you. Or if you are with Master M, Master KH also looks at you. That is how it has happened in the case of Madam Blavatsky too. Blavatsky, madam, is a disciple of Master M, but KH helped her a lot with her English and with her subject and so many things. So Master KH says, though our methods, meaning mine and Master M, may be different in our own world, we can never be opposed in principles of action. So they're together when it comes to action. In the broadest sense and most practical application, from that point of view, your idea, that means A.P. Sinnet's idea of establishing a nucleus of honest scientific inquirers who are of good repute, he wanted to start a society, or he wanted to bring in those people, scientists who are of good repute. Mr. Sinnet wanted to do that. And so Master is saying, your idea of establishing a nucleus of honest English scientific inquirers who are of good repute is not incompatible with the idea of brotherhood of humanity. It is not incompatible from the idea of brotherhood of humanity. It would give weight to the Theosophical Society to counter the ferocious, idiotic attacks of many skeptics and materialists. So that is how it would help these people who would come in and be part of the Theosophical Society. The modern English scientists will form a group. They would be able to oppose or counter the ferocious, idiotic attacks of many skeptics and materialists. This is what Madam is saying to Mr. Sinnet. So your idea is good. You should go through with it. Master KH observes that there are English scientists already who are ready to see the harmony of our teachings with science. Ours is synthesis of religion, philosophy, and science. And so, Master KH observes that there are English scientists who are ready to see the harmony of our teachings with science. This is what Master is observing and telling Mr. Sinnet. Already there are some English scientists who are seeing the commonality between, or the harmony between our teachings, meaning the theosophical teachings as given by the masters, and what they believe as part of science. Those English scientists are researching and progressing, says the master. Those English scientists are researching and progressing and are not indifferent to apply scientific methods to spiritual needs of humanity. So they are experimenting, they are also progressing, and they're researching and are not indifferent, means they are together. They also want to help the humanity. So they're not indifferent to apply the scientific methods to spiritual needs of humanity. This is what Master is telling Mr. Sinnet. Master says further to Sinnet that it will be your job. See, you have got a responsibility when you're setting up that unit of scientists. Master says to Mr. Sinnet that it will be your job to throw the seeds of truth and show them the path. So just don't allow them to go the way they like. It is your responsibility, says the master, that it will be your job to throw the seeds of truth and show them the path. So you should know how they should go forward, researching to help humanity. And he says, Master KH says, as pointed out by Master M, scientists are working to help the society, the Theosophical Society, though they, the scientists, are still imperfect and faulty in their methods. This is what M has observed. The Master M has observed, and this is the finding of M, which Mr. KH is trying to inform Mr. Sinnet. Master KH says, as pointed out by Master M, scientists are working to help the society, the Theosophical Society, though these scientists are still imperfect and faulty in their methods. So they look for people who are good at heart. There may be some shortcomings. This is what we have seen in the letter number 141 too. So their efforts will not go in vain, says the Master. So the efforts which the scientists are putting, those efforts will not go in vain. They will work for the benefit of humanity. This is what Master has told Mr. Sinnet. Master KH is suggesting to Mr. Sinnet to spare no efforts. This is a very, very good advice he is giving. Master KH is suggesting to Mr. Sinnet to spare no efforts to develop good relations with Anne Besant, so that your efforts may run on parallel lines with sympathy. This is what he wanted. Master wanted that Sinnet should work with Mr. Anne Besant, Madam Anne Besant. So Mr. Sinnet should work parallelly with a lot of sympathy with Dr. Anne Besant. She was not perhaps doctor at that point of time, but we're used to the addressing Besant as Dr. Besant. A request, Master is saying, a request which you will comply with, like you have complied with so many other requests of mine. So this is a request I'm making. You should be very friendly. You should toe the line or travel with her the way both of you should go together. That's what he's expecting Mr. Sinnet to go with Madam Anne Besant. And you will comply with this request like you have complied in the past. If you deem it fit, Master is adding, if you deem it fit, you may show this note to Madam Anne Besant alone. Don't show it to everybody. This is meant for Madam Anne Besant. She is party to this. So you can, if you deem it fit, show this letter to Madam Anne Besant. And then finally he is saying, have courage and hope while traveling on the thorny path. See, this is very important. He is finally suggesting or assuring or wanting him to have courage and hope while traveling on the thorny path, says Master KH to Mr. Sinnet. And finally, he says, this is not an answer to your letter, but a note, says the Master KH to Sinnet while closing the letter. This is only a note. This is not a reply to your letter which you have sent some time back. So that will come later. That's what he's suggesting. So this is letter number 33. Then we'll go to letter number 75, the number as per Barker edition. As per the Reader's Guide again, the Master's letters, Reader's Guide to the Master's letters, Master KH has written this letter in blue pencil on one side of a heavy note paper. Date of the letter is not known. These are all the fundamental details which are there in the book, the Reader's Guide. The letter indicates straight away that the right is on her side. This is the first sentence. So this is also there in the reference guide. The letter indicates straight away that the right is on her side, meaning on HVB's side. Coming to the letter proper, note proper, it is not a letter, it's a note. The letter begins with the same sentence which I have referred in the previous one or two lines before, with the sentence, the right is on her side. She is right. She is on the right side, says the Master. Master says, your accusations are unjust. And coming from you, that is Sinnet, it pains me more, says Master KH. So he has been dealing with him for so long. And so he says, coming from you, the accusations about Madame Blavatsky, it pains me more, says the master. So she's right, and you should take that. She's on the right side. If after what I have said or what I have stated, still you maintain the same attitude, this is what he is telling Mr. Sinnet. If after what I have said that HVB is right, still you still have accusations about Madame Blavatsky, and you still maintain the same attitude, Master K.H. says that he is expressing a deep regret at this new failure of ours. So we are not actually understood each other. That's why whatever I am suggesting, you are not taking and changing your attitude. So it's a failure of mine also. He says it is a failure of ours. Meaning, if you are still not changing your opinion about Madame Blavatsky, Master K.H. says, I wish you better success with other worthy teachers. That means I may not be there around to help you. So if you're not able to understand and see that she is right, or she understand her, and maybe yes, you should choose to go with other teachers. So he says, Master K.H. says, I wish you better success with other worthy teachers. If you can get other teachers, be with them. Master says, HVB lacks charity. Maybe she was not very, very kind with her words. Maybe she lacks charity, meaning words were not so kind and charitable. But really, if you had discrimination, Master says you lack discrimination. He is telling Mr. Sinnet that he lacks discrimination as to which words to take seriously or otherwise. So whatever she says, in whatever perhaps in mood in which she was, so you cannot simply charge her, accuse her of various things. So he is saying the words were not charitable, definitely, but really you, meaning Sinnet, you lack discrimination as to which words to take seriously otherwise. Master K.H. is closing this note with words regretfully yours. Because he is not happy with Mr. Sinnet. So he says regretfully yours. You can close the letter so many ways. And so he closes the letter saying regretfully yours. He is regretting because he is not able to see the positive side of that letter or the attitude of Madame Blavatsky. She is definitely right, says Mr. Master KH, and Mr. Sinnet is supposed to change his attitude. That is the request Master has made to him. This is letter number 75 for us. This is an interesting letter which, of course, a lot of times Mr. Sinnet did not see eye to eye with Madame Blavatsky. So this is another occasion which has come to open. And yes, perhaps the letter or whatever she conveyed to him was not very kind. Maybe the words were not well cushioned. But Master says you should use discretion how to take those words. So you're not doing it and you change your attitude. If you don't want to change the attitude, you can choose a different teacher. This is what he's saying. You can choose a different teacher. I'm not going to be there around. This is perhaps the indication Master KH is giving to Mr. Sinnet. We come to the small letters, and we'll have time, then perhaps more time to people like Pradeep ji to discuss and throw more light. Letter number 123. Date of the letter not known, says the reader's guide. Letter is in Master KH's handwriting. It was on the back side of an envelope. See, they have used so many things. The back side of an envelope, which was Chinese envelope, says the reader's guide, and which was slim. So it's not a very big cover, it's a slim cover. And they use the back side of the cover to write a note, and that was sent to Mr. Sinnet. The letter says, we'll call it a letter, whatever comes. The letter says to Sinnet, in the first sentence, don't be impatient. These are all actually instructions to all of us. Live with hope, live with courage, don't be impatient, don't judge people, don't lose discretion. All these are actually ideas which he is giving it to us in the name of, or in the guise of telling Mr. Sinnet. The letter says to Mr. Sinnet in the first sentence, do not be impatient. I will answer your letter. Yes, still he has not answered his letter. So he is saying, don't be impatient that I have not given you a reply to your letter. I'll reply to your letter tomorrow. That's what Master is saying. If and when you learn, if and when you learn under what difficulties are there in or present in my way, you will then learn how at times you are mistaken about my movements. So Mr. Sinnet has been of the opinion that he is going traveling all over and not perhaps finding time to write a reply to his letter. This is what Sinnet was feeling. So he says there are reasons why I have traveled. There are difficulties out there which I wanted to solve. So I will answer you a letter tomorrow. If and when you learn what difficulties are there or present in my way. So in their life also there could be certain instances where they will have to work extra to come out of the problems. So Master says, difficulties, what difficulties are there, you will learn only when you pay attention. So you will then learn how at times you are mistaken about my movements. You have mistaken me, saying that he's going here, going there, and perhaps not having time to reply my letter. So he says, this is a small message which perhaps is scribbled on the backside of an envelope, where perhaps the most important sentence seems to be, don't be impatient. You are impatient for results, impatient for so many things. Don't be impatient. Wait, wait for your turn. Wait when it comes to you. You should be able to take that. So till such time, you should know that there are practical difficulties I'm facing, and I'm moving, I'm traveling somewhere because of various other reasons. So you better be aware of that, is what he's saying. It's a short message, letter number 123. And we have one more letter, letter number 124, which is again another small letter, slightly bigger than 123. As usual, date of the letter is not known. It is in the handwriting of Master KH, and a scrap of folded paper. So they can use any paper to precipitate and see that the message goes across to the persons concerned. The guidebook presumes, because it's not very clear, so the guidebook authors, they say, they presume that the letter is perhaps addressed to Mr. Sinnet. Most of the letters are addressed to him. So these two, Mr. Linton and Mrs. Hanson, they say maybe this letter also is addressed to Mr. Sinnet. Master is asking Mr. Sinnet to pick up for him 3 pebbles. Pebbles are small stones, round stones. Master is asking Mr. Sinnet to pick up for him 3 pebbles. You've not been doing it. I don't know why. Why don't you pick up 3 pebbles, is what he is asking him. From the shores of Adriatic Sea, in the Mediterranean, part of Mediterranean Sea, maybe from Venice preferably, Italy, from Venice preferably, Master is asking Mr. Sinnet to pick up for him 3 pebbles which has been postponing. Sinnet has been postponing. So he says, pick up those three pebbles from the shores of Adriatic Sea, which is part of Mediterranean Sea, from the shores of Venice, preferably from Venice, Italy. Maybe they're also available and can be found near Vlogel Palace. This is another place where perhaps those pebbles can be found, is what Master KH is telling Mr. Sinnet. So maybe they're also available and can be found near Dogal Palace, from under the bridge where there is a lot of mud. Mud belongs to good old ages, he says, Master says. So there you may see these three pebbles. And you can pick up from there also. Most desirably, that is an ideal place to pick up those pebbles. Yes, you will come across mud of very old age. Now, Master KH says the pebbles should be of different colors. He's saying the pebbles which Mr. Sinnet should pick up should be of different colors. One must be red, the other black, the third white with a touch of gray. These are the three pebbles he wanted. Master wanted Mr. Sinnet to pick up from Italy or from the Dogal Palace, from under the bridge. So he says you should try and pick up these three pebbles. And one must be red, the other black, the third white with a touch of gray. Master says if you can manage to get them, meaning those pebbles, then he's giving an instruction as to what he should do with them. Please keep them apart from every other influence. Keep it away from every other influence and accept your contact, because you are picked up, you can hold them. But don't allow those things to be handled by others. Don't expose to any other influence. This is what Master is telling. So those three pebbles should be kept carefully and protected from every other influence, except yours. And here, because he is asking for an obligation, he says, the letter is closing with the words or phrases, obligingly yours. Master is referring to the Adriatic Sea and the city of Venice. The palace he is referring to is one of the landmarks of the city of Venice. I am rather interested in drawing a parallel from Masters and the Path, where C.W. Leadbeater talks about an image of a chela is there with the master. Image of a chela is there with the master, and the master, whenever he looks at it, looks at that image, he knows what is happening with the chela, what sort of moods the chela was in. And this gentleman, Mr. Sinnet, is not at a chela, but then he wanted these three pebbles to be with him so that he could look at them. And if suppose Mr. Sinnet is full of pride and anger, it will reflect in the red one. And if he is very calm and quiet and doing the work, maybe it will reflect in the white one. And if he's still not all that good in his intentions, maybe it will reflect in the black one. This is my guess. It may not be quite true. I'm only taking a reference of the Masters and the Path, where masters have an image of the chela so that they can watch the chela, how he is progressing, what sort of feelings he is developing, and everything is visible in the image. So it is a sort of a guidance for assessing the work of the chela. And perhaps these three pebbles are also wanted by Master KH to watch over Mr. Sinnet. This is my way of understanding the pebbles. So that's where we come to the end of this letter number 124. And yes, there's a bit more time, and I would hand it over to Pradeep ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. uh, Now I request Minaki ji if she prepare anything to present in Hindi. You can now open it.
सभी को नमस्ते और थैंक यू ब्रदर कृष्णा जी। लेटर क्रोनोलॉजिकल लेटर नंबर 141, यह पत्र मैडम एचपीबी ने एपी सीनेट को लिखा था, जिसे हमने लास्ट टाइम लिया था। तो वे कहती हैं कि कृपया प्रयास करें और अंतर्बोध प्राप्त करें, ऐसा वे सीनेट से कहती हैं। वे आगे कहती है कि दयालुता, सहानुभूति और आदर भाव से मास्टर केएच ने उन कुछ वाक्यों को लिखवाया था जिसे आपने आलोचना के रूप में लिया था। मैं मास्टर के निर्देशानुसार लिख रही थी। आपको संदेह है कि मास्टर नहीं चाहते कि सोसाइटी अब भी शुरू रहे और इसके लिए प्रयास करना व्यर्थ है, ऐसा आपको लगता है। आगे वे कहती है कि होलोवे को आपके पास भेजा गया था, वह प्रोबेशन में थी। उसने सोसाइटी को जो क्षति पहुंचाई है उससे 10 गुना आपको नुकसान पहुंचाया है। आगे एचपीबी चेलो के बारे में लिखती है, इन्हें मोहिनी मोहन चटर्जी और बउआ जी के बारे में। वे कहती है कि दोनों में से कोई भी मूर्ख नहीं है, मगर वे अभी तक नहीं जानते कि उनके और मास्टर्स के बीच प्रतिदिन दरार चौड़ी होती जा रही है। आपको उनके बिना स्वतंत्र रूप से कार्य करना है, प्रत्यक्ष में उनसे अलग नहीं होना है, बल्कि अपना काम ऐसे करना है जैसे कि वे मौजूद नहीं। वे अमेरिकी लोगों के साथ पत्र व्यवहार कर रहे हैं, जैसे गेबहार्ट्स को अपने प्रभाव में लाया वैसे ही वह उनके साथ कर रहे हैं। आखिर में एचपीबी कहती है कि लंदन और अड्यार के डॉक्टर के अनुसार घोषित मेरी 2 साल की जिंदगी अब अंतिम चरम पर है। जब तक कि मास्टर फिर एक बार हस्तक्षेप न करे, यानी जीवनदान न दे, तब तक के लिए अलविदा। अगला पत्र मास्टर के एच ने एपी सीनेट को लिखा। मास्टर कहते हैं कि मेरे बंधु एम से प्राप्त नोट्स में पाए फर्क के कारण आप हैरान होंगे, ऐसा मुझे डर है। मेरे मित्र यह जान ले कि हमारे जगत में भले ही हम अपने अपने कार्य पद्धति में भिन्न हो, लेकिन हमारी कार्यवाही में भिन्नता नहीं हो सकती। वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण रखने वाले सच्चे ज्ञानियों का एक केंद्र स्थापित करना, जिनसे सामान्य लोगों का टीएस के प्रति महत्व बढ़ेगा और जो संशयवादियों और भौतिकवादियों के निर्दयी और मूर्खतापूर्ण हमलों के खिलाफ एक ढाल के रूप में काम करेंगे। यह आपका सपना मानवता के बंधुत्व का सबसे व्यापक और व्यावहारिक प्रयोग करने के हमारे विचार के साथ असंगत नहीं। अंग्रेजी वैज्ञानिकों में ऐसे लोग भी हैं जो हमारी शिक्षाओं को अपने शोधों के परिणामों और प्रगति में तारतम्य लाने के लिए तैयार है, और जो मानवता के आध्यात्मिक आवश्यकताओं के लिए उनके प्रयोग के प्रति उदासीन नहीं। इन लोगों में सत्य के बीज बोना और उन्हें पथ दिखाना आपका कार्य हो सकता है। फिर भी जैसे कि मेरे बंधु ने आपको याद दिलाया है, सोसाइटी के कार्य में मदद करने की जिन वैज्ञानिकों ने कोशिश की है, उनके तरीके चाहे कितने भी त्रुटिपूर्ण और दोषपूर्ण हो, उनके प्रयत्न व्यर्थ नहीं जाएंगे। आगे मास्टर कहते हैं कि एनी बेजेंट के साथ ऐसे संबंध प्रस्थापित करने का हर संभव प्रयास करें जिससे आपका कार्य उनके समांतर चले, सुसंगति से चले। यह मेरे कुछ अनुरोधों से आसान है जिनका आपने हमेशा निष्ठापूर्वक पालन किया है। यदि आप उचित समझे तो यह नोट केवल उन्हें ही दिखा सकते हैं। आपका काठों भरा पथ, आप हिम्मत से और आशावान होकर मार्गक्रमण करें, यह मैं पुनः कहता हूँ। आगे के पत्र में मास्टर के एच एपी सीनेट को कहते हैं कि सत्यता एचपीबी के पक्ष में है। आपके द्वारा लगाए गए आरोप बेहद अनुचित है और वे आपकी ओर से होने के कारण मुझे बहुत पीड़ादायी है। यदि यह स्पष्ट रूप से कहने के बाद भी आप वही रवैया बनाए रखते हैं, तब मुझे हमारी इस नई विफलता पर गहरा खेद व्यक्त करना होगा और आपको अधिक योग्य गुरुओं के साथ सफलता मिले ऐसे ऐसी तहे दिल से कामना करनी होगी। एचपीबी निश्चित ही शिष्टाचार एचपीबी में निश्चित ही शिष्टाचार नहीं है, लेकिन वास्तव में आप में विवेक का अभाव है। आखिर में मास्टर अफसोस से तुम्हारा कहकर पत्र का समापन करते हैं। अगला पत्र मास्टर केएच ने एपी सिनेट को लिखा है। मास्टर कहते हैं कि अधीर न बने मेरे अच्छे मित्र, आपके पत्र का मैं कल जवाब दूंगा। जब आप किसी दिन यह जानेंगे कि मेरे मार्ग में कितनी कठिनाइयां हैं, तब आप समझेंगे कि मेरे कार्यकलाप के बारे में आपकी धारणा कितनी गलत है। अगले पत्र में मास्टर केएच एपी सिनेट को लिखते हैं कि क्या आप मेरे लिए 3 छोटे पत्थर ला सकते हैं। उन्हें एड्रियाटिक सागर किनारे से, विशेषतः वेनिस से लाना होगा। जितना संभव हो सके उतना डोगल पैलेस के समीप से लाना होगा। साइज के पुल के नीचे वाले युगों पुराने कीचड़ से लाना श्रेयस्कर होगा। वह पत्थर 3 भिन्न भिन्न रंगों के होने चाहिए। एक लाल, दूसरा काला और तीसरा सफेद रंग के होने चाहिए। यदि आप उन्हें प्राप्त कर सके तब कृपया उन्हें आपके सिवाय किसी दूसरे के प्रभाव एवं संपर्क से दूर रखें। मास्टर कहते हैं कि आपका सदैव आभारी। थैंक यू। नमस्ते।
Yes, thank you, Meenakshi ji, for presenting show beautifully the Hindi version. Now the forum is open for any member can ask any questions on these letters. Very interesting things mentioned here, and I marked many important members are there who are very real serious student of Mahatma letters. They can share also thoughts relating to this subject. We are almost completed the new chronological books. Next, we will add some very other important subject like appendix letters, which is there. Originally, it was not part of the Barker edition Mahatma letters. So we will take up that subsequently. It is equally interesting also.
Yes, I'm Sheetal. May I ask something?
Yes, Shitalji. Yes. You are
Yes.
all
What is the difference of or effects of the three colors pebbles? White, red, and black. Why was the what is that?
actually, I marked Krishna sir is off the line. Actually, Krishna sir mentioned he collected from Masters and the Path written by C.W. Twitter. While Mahatma always those who are a disciple, uh, Mahatma kept a statue in his room or in his hand so that he can observe what the disciple is going on, his emotion, his many problems the disciples are facing in their day-to-day life, and there are trial also, test also, how they react in small matters. All these things are there. But AP Sinnet is not a accepted disciple. Means he was in probationary stage. Brother Krishna mentioned that that is the reason Mahatma told him to collect three pebbles. One is uh, black, another is white, another is grace. So, uh, his personal opinion in Sri Krishna that those three pebbles may be under the direct supervision. Maybe Mahatma will observe the emotion, the anger, the other qualities through these pebbles, what is going on within the AP Senate. The idea he collected, N.C. Krishna collected from Mahatma, from the Master Son path. But actually, it is also puzzled me, myself. I have gone through the letters. That is the book written by one of the best student of Mahatma letters, Reflection on an Ageless Wisdom. She did not mention, Miss Joy Mills, she did not mention on this matter, on these three pebbles. She mentioned it is a very interesting subject for each one's meditation. You can, it will create puzzles. So she did not give any opinion. So Brother Krishna personally said that is his opinion is on this basis. So Mahatma, as Sinnet is not a accepted disciple, uh, so he directed him to collect these, pick up three pebbles from Venice. Maybe Mahatma in his previous incarnations, Sinnet may be there, something is there. Yes, and Sri Krishna sir, there is a question from Sheetal Gole.
Uh-huh.
Why they have mentioned these three pebbles?
As as I opined,
Yeah,
we interpret the way each one wants. Because
yes,
I personally felt maybe yes, the if it is touched by or if it's given by Mr. Sinnet to Mr. Or Master KH, if they pass through without any other influence anywhere, I think he would be able to gauge the developments which are taking place in those pebbles. This is what I thought, because otherwise, why he should be insisting and he has been asking for those pebbles, they have not been coming forth. And finally, he says, you should come and pick up those three and give it to me, or send it, give it to me. That's perhaps the way, because you can't expose those pebbles to any other influence, is another interesting comment he made. So I guess it is to see how those three pebbles which are handled or which are picked by Mr. Sinnet, how they would show the true colors as they're going through, as he's going through. This is what I felt, because I drew inspiration from Masters and the Path. Somebody can say something else from there, because pebble is just a stone. If we take it as a stone, it's a stone. But
right.
stone as handled by or as picked up by Mr. Sinnet and handed over without getting it to any other contact, I think there's a lot to be thought about it. Why? So I guess there is some meaning why he is asking those pebbles to be sent across. And as you said, as I also feel, he is not at a full-time chela. So there must be some method in which he should be able to observe him, besides through his letters.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And one more doubt.
Yeah.
That one of these letters is written on wax papers, waxy paper or wax paper, na? So how that writing is still there on that wax paper.
Actually, they don't write, you know that. They don't write,
Yeah.
but these
Yeah,
letters get precipitated in whatever form of the paper or cover. In fact, one letter which we read today is on the back side of an envelope, Chinese envelope. So it could get precipitated anywhere. And so one of the papers was a waxy paper. Waxy means slightly polished paper. And so that is on which he sent that or precipitated that letter. So that's how they chose, because most of the time in the other letter, 141 or 140, it was pages and pages sometime back. So Madam Blavatsky wrote on paper, whereas Master always precipitated them. There was also a Kiddle incident, if you remember, where some other persons from the other society, they say, Master has picked up their lines. So all these things are possible. It's only
Okay.
precipitation
Thank you.
on various sheets of paper or types of paper. In fact, some paper which was belonging to Holloway also they used to see that the letter reaches him. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Siddharth. Now, as there is no questions, so we can close this session with a closing prayer. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasama Jyotirgamaya Murtangamaya Sarve Vai Shukhina Santo Sarve Shanto Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pasyanto Na Kaschit Dukkha. Om Shanti Shanti.
Thank you.
Thank you to each and everyone who have attended this program. We will meet on next Friday. Thank you.
Thank you.
अरे नहीं यार, हमारे बच्चे की कहाँ है दुकान वकान चलानी? चलाने का इसमें चली चलाई, बस उस बंदे की जगह हो गए थे।